limited expectancy, you can get from this one here, alright? You can get from the useful tools. Alright, you have it here. Okay? You have it all here, so you can just pick any of that, put it inside there. Alright? Useful tool, you have this. Alright? So you have that for your project 1. Expectation. Now, who is the relevant person whom you can verify with for the expectation of risk management champion? Now, that is the page that I want you to make reference to, the WSH policy. What is the name of the person? Alright, so you just have to write his name, Green Manon, CEO. Alright, you got to give his declination, Green Manon, CEO. That's all. The rest of the information is not required, not useful for your completion of project 1, project 2. Alright? So just Green Manon.
This is what to be.
Everyone following? Hey, anyone answer?
Pardon? Is everyone understand? No, there's no
Very
answer.
good. Alright. Now this one here, list any 3 sections covered under WSH Risk Management. I actually pick up important things that I face so that it can help you with your project. You can actually get it from useful tool here. Alright? This one here.
It's in a.
You can get from here, so you can pick any of that from the list
Yeah.
of, alright, 8 of them, so you can do it at your free time, alright? You can do it at your free time, no problem. Okay. Anyone who has got problem, just give me a shout, alright, then we can stop. Now this chart, class, remember, is very important. You must know this chart. And all the detail you must remember them as well, alright? But in this particular project 1, you just have to label the 6 different stages. That's about it, alright? Okay? Just label them. Simple. First one is what? Preparation. That's right, very good. Alright? Now this one here, listen, this one here, if you go to your useful tools, this slide, this kind of slide, go to this item, responsibility of RM, RA leader, alright, this one here. Now if you use this tool, responsibility for the RA leader, then the next slide you use it for the RA members, alright, you understand? If you use this for your RA leader, then you use the other two for your RA members, okay? Follow, they are from the useful tool, so you can just drag from there. Alright, just drag from there. So here you have it. So what you have to do is this, alright? You have to start, alright, RA leader. This one will be RA member, alright? RA member. Okay? And the two responsibility, that's about it. Clear now? Simple, RA leader, RA member, that's all. Okay? Now this one here, box 6, box 6, item 6, fill in the address of the engineering maintenance workshop. Where can you get the address of the engineering maintenance workshop? Where can you find it? From the PowerPoint slide. Alright. This one here. Can you see? Over here. Alright. So fill in that for item 6. Can you all follow? That's good. We're doing it for this engineering maintenance workshop. Okay. Before you start your risk assessment, usually you must have inventory of work activities, alright? Just to give you an example of inventory of work activities, let's show you this, alright? This one here. Now assuming that your hotel, alright, maybe the common area you have one light that is already blown. So you want to do risk assessment, you got to have inventory of work activities. You got to sequence them, alright? you don't want it to be too detailed, you don't want it to be too brief or too general. So things like select a ladder in the store area, alright, then bring ladder to the work area, place ladder in the correct location, prepare to change blown light bulb, alright. Clamp up the ladder, change the light bulb, clamp down the ladder, return the ladder to the store area. Now why you want to have this? Because every stage that the worker go through, there is always an element of risk. When you clamp the ladder, you can always fall. When you change the light bulb, it can get electrocuted. That's why you want to itemize that. Clear enough? Alright? So here, your project 1, we will do it together now. Alright? Your project 1. Now class, can you tell me, for project 1, what is the activity that we are having? What activity is going on for project 1? What is the whole process? Cutting of timber, alright. So it's cutting of timber, alright. Alright, the date you can put today's date, class, today's date, cutting timber. You can put cutting of timber or cutting timber. Today's date, alright. Reference you can put in heart /0001, alright. WH0001. This one depends on the company. Location B101, alright. Winhart Hotel. Process is cutting of timber. This one you are doing it for, alright, cutting of timber, you want to do it for engineering and maintenance workshop. Alright. So here will be your location, I leave it to you, cutting of timber. Alright. So let's start. Alright. I'm going to share with you line by line, alright? We're going to fill up line by line. The first one is go to the timber storage area. First one, go to timber storage area. Second one, alright. Select a piece of timber. Third one, bring the timber to the cutting area. Alright. Then cut the timber into 5 pieces. Alright. Bring the 5 pieces of timber to the exhibition. Alright. Okay, your customer will probably want, or your client will want to, alright, set up a booth to help them promote some maybe health product at your hotel, for example, alright. So you just want to itemize it. Go to timber storage area, select a piece of timber, bring the timber to the cutting area, cut the timber into 5 pieces, bring the 5 pieces of timber to the exhibition hall to set up a booth. Alright, so that will be your inventory of activities. Yeah, every row, no space, just continue. Just continue. For me, I can do it, you know why? Because mine is on soft copy. Just continue just continue with it. Alright, small. Reference, you can put WH001. It's up to the hotel. Alright?
Sir,
Yeah.
the clue that the PowerPoint slices, is it one more space I can find?
It's on flat space. It's on flat space. It's under burning thing. Is it not there? Later on, I look for it. It should be there. Develop. It's under PowerPoint. It's not there. Now, we do this together first. Later on, then I will bring out the thing. Right? Okay. Any question on this? Alright, it's quite simple. Okay, now remarks, don't have to worry about remarks unless you got some unique features that you want to share. Alright, so this is the one. Okay, now besides, alright, your hotel RA team is so proud they're going to use the 5x5 metric. Alright, then for this particular item A, they look at the hierarchy of control. Alright, the hierarchy of control is this. Alright, again from your useful clues, which I will later on look at. Alright, you say you cannot find it. This is the one. Alright. So what I want you to do is to bring this, alright, draw this triangle out and label them according to this. Now class, this chart is very important. You must remember every item of this chart, including the arrows up and down. This one is the most effective. This is the least preferred control measures. Then at the bottom, now at the bottom of your box, I want you to add something there. Alright, Windhart Hotel is sourcing for another tool or cutting tool which can do the same job but generate lesser noise. At the bottom, just right at the bottom there. Alright, Windhart Hotel is sourcing for at the bottom. Alright, it's just an add-on. Windhart Hotel is sourcing for another cutting tool which can do the same job but generate lesser noise. That's what MOM want to know. Alright, besides looking at this hierarchy of control, Windhart Hotel, with the help of the RA leader, is presently sourcing for a cutting tool which can do the same job but generate lesser noise. Full stop, that's all. Yeah, outside the box is okay. Inside the box at the bottom also can, outside also can. Alright? This is something which MOM will find it very pleasing. Alright? They don't want you just to say, okay, we look at this, but what are you doing? Alright? Okay? Then above that, you can draw that triangle there. Yeah, a cutting machine which can do the same job but generate lesser noise. Alright? Okay? So that is your project 1 class. Any question on that? It's quite easy. Alright? You just have to complete it. Develop a risk management implementation. That one, then you have the 2 slides there. It's under there, alright? It's under PowerPoint. It's under PowerPoint, not notes. PowerPoint. Got it or not?
Yep,
It's
yep.
there. Alright. Class is under there. You can find the useful tool there. Alright. Can we move to project 2 now? You don't have to complete it now, alright? You got to next week to submit the thing. Alright, not to worry. So now please class, this triangle with the detail is important. You must know that. I'm just throwing something to you all. Alright? Okay, project 2 now. Okay, project 2 likewise. Write your name properly, full name and this thing. Okay, project 2 is actually a continuation of project 1 now, alright? Okay, this one here, you can get it from that. This example, you can get it from the developed, alright, the risk implementation plan, that whole list of slides, that one we can get it, alright? That one no problem at all. Should be whole list of it, so you can just pick any of the hazards and plumb it in. Alright, they are all there. Now this is the one that I'm talking about, right? You got to know this, alright? It's important, the 6 steps you must know without fail. As a risk assessment leader or a member, you must know that, alright? So here you can see a lot of examples, alright? I told you there are a lot of examples, so you can just make reference to this particular deck of slides. Alright, so that is your first one. Okay? Alright, hazards associated with what? At-risk behavior, also you can get it from there. Okay, this is the one that I want to go through with you all, alright? This is page 3, yeah? We are now at page 3. Now what is the work activity again, class?
Cutting timber.
Cutting of timber.
Cutting of timber, so we will put cutting of timber, alright? And the hazards and risks, there are 2.
Noise buzzer.
What is the hazard? When you use circular saw, what could happen to the machinist? Cuts on finger, okay, cuts. Alright, cuts on finger. Of course, you can say amputation as well if you want to. And the other one is when you're exposed to excessive noise. What's the definition of excessive noise? Okay, noise-induced deafness. Alright, noise-induced deafness. But what's the definition of excessive noise? Above what?
85.
Okay, very good. Above 85. Alright, so you have 2. Now, when you have these 2 hazards, naturally you wanted to instill, or should I say you wanted to implement additional control measures now, alright? So your additional control measures, what will be the additional control measures? What are the 2 problems that you have in the PowerPoint slides, the case study? No poster signage, so you want to provide alright, provide poster signage, which is required under the law. Then the other one? What is going to do with the ring?
Substituting the machine, cutting machine.
You don't substitute. The word is removable, so how can you change it? Permanent, alright. So is there a better term to use? Permanent is correct, very good. You want it permanent, so how would you phrase it? Install?
Installing permanent guard.
A permanent guard. Alright, can I use this word? Install a fixed guard. Alright. Alright, so you have these 2. Install a fixed guard because it's removable. You don't want the machinist to go and remove it, alright? You want it to be a permanent feature. So remove that by installing a fixed guard. The other one is provide poster signage, alright? Now under the control category, hierarchy of control, which one better fits install a fixed guard?
Substitution.
Sorry?
Engineering control.
Engineering control, very good, alright? Because it's not elimination, it's not substitution, you didn't substitute anything, alright? And provide poster signage?
Administrative.
Administrative, very good, alright? Just take that only. Okay, now your next page, page 4 and 6, right? Okay, page 4, alright, what I want you to do is this. Activity is cutting of timber again. The hazard is cut on fingers. Alright? This one here. Cut on fingers. So this one, the control will be what? Page 4, you will put the hazard as cuts on finger. Page 5, you will have noise-induced deafness. So this is the control measure. What control measures do you intend to put?
installing a fixed
Okay,
guard.
install a fixed guard, right? Very good. Okay, now the next thing you want to do is there is no need to go and fill up all these empty boxes, alright? We don't want that. The next thing you want to do is yes or no only. So are the risk control measure practicable?
Yes.
Yes. Reasonable?
Yes.
Have the risk level been reasonably lowered to an acceptable, tolerable level? Yes. Are there no any new risk inadvertently introduced? No? Yes? No? No, yes. Someone say no. Should it be yes or should it be no? You are confused, I'm also confused. But one moment I hear yes, the next moment I hear no. So yes or no? Yes, ah. No, ah. But you are confused. My dear, if I'm the RA member, you are the leader. It says, yes, no, I'll be confused. No, yes or no? No? One side yes. The answer is, class, the answer is yes.
Yes, there is no
This English, someone asked me what English is it, king or queen English is whichever. It's Singapore English, alright? The catchword is no, alright? Are there no any new risks? The answer is yes. If you put no means, you introduce this control measure, a new risk come out. Alright, so for this page, everything is yes. Alright, everything is yes. Don't put no. No means your CEO will say, then what's the use of putting up this report to me when you're going to have another new risk coming out, you know? Alright, the next one is of course the same, cutting of timber. And hazard is noise-induced deafness, alright? So the control is provide, alright, poster signage. Okay? So you have yes all the way as well. Are you all clear or not? It's
Yeah.
yes all the way, alright? So this is a report that you probably have to go through when you put up risk assessment, alright, for your company. Okay. Once you have your risk management plan all up, you want to present it to your stakeholder for consideration. Usually, before you show it to everyone, you want to show it to the CEO, alright, maybe the GM and other top management staff, alright? Then you also want to share it with your workshop manager or the list training manager, alright? Because he's the one who's going to help you to train the staff and so on. So if they have good feedback, well and good, the whole risk management plan will go through. If they give you some feedback and says, I think you're going to include this item, include that item, then you're going to go back and do some amendments, alright? To better piece the whole report together. Alright, so this will be your answers there. Okay? So usually that's the case. Any questions so far? Alright, all can follow. Okay, the next one is this. Okay, the next one. Okay, this is the risk management plan timeline, right? I have given you this piece of paper. It is very useful. Most of the information will be relevant. Alright? So if you want to make reference to this and plonk in that, you may do so, but the only thing I don't want you to make mistake is that the company is not XYZ, private limited, and the date is not 24th August 2017. I have students who give it back to me, project 2, and indicate XYZ company and give me the date as 24 August 2017. And they tell me, Cher, this is what you give it to me. I feel like, taking back the BSafe Level 2 certificate. This is just an example I give you, alright? You can see it's the whole process, huh? Alright, the company CEO will set up the risk assessment team, and then risk assessment team will gather information. It's as good as the 6 step, can y'all see that? Today's date. Got 2 of this.
So it should be this day. This situation is currently ongoing, so it should be this day, right? Today.
Today's date. Just put it as today's date. For simplicity, all today's date. Alright? Okay? Okay, is this clear? Alright, you can follow this more or less. Alright? When you follow, make reference, please do it with understanding. Don't just copy for the sake of copying. Understand? Make sure you know what is going on, because next time, I'm very confident you make a good RA leader, if not a good RA member. Alright? So that is for your item 6. Now item 7, identify any 3 stakeholders to present the risk management plan to. You can get a whole list of it down here. Here, under the useful clue as well, alright? You already presented to the top management, CEO, general manager, alright, workshop manager, training manager. So the next person you can present to is, of course, things like, you can present it to supervisory staff, alright, management, lower management staff, machinists, contractors, supplier, visitors. You know why you got to present to them? Because they are coming to your hotel as well, like your guests, all these things. Alright, you also got to share certain information with them. So this will be an item for you to consider over this part. Alright, this part is 3 stakeholders. So any of them, contractors, visitors, suppliers, alright, lower management staff, supervisory staff, whatsoever. This one here you can get from your notes, alright? One way to present your RMP, you can get from your notes, not a PowerPoint slide. This item, identify any 3 pieces of information regarding RMP to be presented. It is exactly what you have over here, alright? This one here. Alright, any of the 3 items. Alright, clear?
Yeah.
Questions? Okay? Okay, if not, then let's move on to this one here. Communication is a vital part of the whole risk assessment process. Alright? So at the end of the day, you want to share information. So there are two examples that you can use. One of them is, of course, let me help you. Means of risk communication is staff meeting, for example. Venue will be the conference room. Alright, conference room. Duration maybe is just 2 hours. Too long, if it is too long also nobody wants to listen to the presentation. A person in charge could be the RA leader. RA leader want to share information with the whole, all staff, for example. All staff. Then you have resources, will be your handout and PowerPoint slide. Alright, so this is your first one. Okay, second one could be maybe during WSH meeting. What is WSH class? Workplace safety and health meeting, alright? This one there's a committee there, alright? Conference room also. Let's say a conference room. Alright, 2 hours. Who is doing it? Let's say it's the training manager. Alright, training manager is the one that volunteered to do it. And stakeholders to communicate during WSH meeting. Who are you communicating the info to? Is it all staff? So should be who?
Top management staff.
Top management staff is because this is WSH meeting.
Oh, is it MOE?
Okay, WSH committee member, alright? Okay, usually you have that lah. Okay now. Same thing apply. Okay? Then you can have other meeting as well lah. Alright, maybe group meeting or okay, so these are the two examples lah. Clear now? Or you can have a workshop meeting, alright? Engineering and maintenance workshop meeting, then you have conference room 2 hours, alright? Who is briefing to the workshop manager and the stakeholders will be the machinists themselves, alright? And so on and so forth. Okay, the last part is looking at page 8 now. Page 8. Page 8, alright? The last part, where you like it so much, the risk assessment form. Okay, the risk assessment form class, can we look at it? Is everyone comfortable? Can we move on to the last one? Can? Alright, huh? Okay, the last one, department you can put engineering and maintenance workshop lah. Alright? Okay? Can, huh? Engineering and maintenance workshop. The process is cutting of timber and the activity is B1-01 Windhart Hotel. Alright? B1-01 in the PowerPoint slide. The case study. Cutting of timber, that's right. B1-01, put your case study there. B1-01, right? The bottom one, B1-01. B1/01. Okay? Okay? And because this is the first time you're doing it, the original RA date is 24th of July. No, not 24th, sorry. Today is 25th. I always keep on thinking today is 24th.
Oh, today is 25th.
Your notes. Your chapter 1 notes. You can see that. The notes under communication title. You can see that. The whole list of it can be email, it can be a staff meeting, it can be anything of the sort. Alright. No, your this now plus this one here, this piece of information that you require, you cannot find in under the useful clues. You can find it only in your notes. Alright, you can find your notes. It's very clearly stated. There are a couple of ways, through email, through face-to-face meeting, through staff meeting, through everything like grape wine, everything of that sort. Alright, so original RA date is today. This RA date, review date is nothing because it's the first time put a dash. And the next RA review date will be 3 months. 24th July 2027, 3 years later, huh? Okay? Now, 3 years later. 24th of July 2027. Alright, 3 years later. Huh? Okay, now RA leader put your own name there. Then you put your 2 classmate name there, then you can sign on their behalf. But in reality, class, remember, you cannot sign on behalf of anyone. Because this is just an exercise, you can sign it for your classmate, not to worry. Alright? Then the approval date, alright, leave it blank. I'll leave it to you to go and put your own approval date. The name you can put Alfred Tan. Destination you can put workshop manager. Alright? Then later on you adjust the date of approval. I leave it to you. There now. Okay? No, this is for signature, my dear. Name is African there. Name is there. Okay. Can I sign on my behalf? No, leave it. Only the date later on you decide on your own, alright? Workshop manager.
And then workshop manager.
The date, I will leave it to you to put on your own later on when we come to the different rows. Now there are 3 rows. Can you see in the form there are 3 rows? Huh? Let's do row by row. The first one is, now the reference number, as I said, I leave it to you. The one top right hand corner, you can put WH/001. This is the first time you are doing it, so you can put WH/001 or any reference number that you like. Okay, the first one, reference 1. What's the work activity? Cutting of timber, alright? Cutting of timber, the first one. And the hazard is, there are 2 hazards. One is cut on fingers, correct? Okay, just write cut on fingers for the first row only. Cut on fingers. And the possible injury, ill health, because you already given a good description. The next one you can put bodily injury, that's all. Under possible injury, ill health, put as bodily injury. Because the hazard you have already indicated cuts on fingers. Okay. Alright? Huh? Bodily injury means injury to the body lah. Bodily. Yeah. BODILY. Bodily injury. Alright? Because you have already given a very good description. Okay, the next one will be noise-induced deafness. The next row, The next row is noise-induced deafness. Bodily injury also.
And the walk activity.
Huh? Wait.
Is this under concern?
This one you put. No, this is my dear. This is cutting of finger.
Bodily
Cut
fluid.
on finger is here.
Anything
Deafness is here.
Okay.
You later on you have to put it on my dear. Original date is 25th of July 2024. Because the first time you're doing it, the review date is there. This is 24 July 2027, correct? So what is this one? This one? No need. Later on you put in your own date after you look at this implementation. Okay? Can or not? Alright, the next row, under cuts on finger, you put noise-induced deafness. Alright, then the next box you put in bodily injury as well. Clear or not? Okay, following that. Right. Okay, let's look at the first row again. Cut on fingers, bodily injury. What is the existing risk control? Existing. Removable guard. Alright. Okay, leave it. Then the noise-induced deafness. What is the existing control measures that you have? Existing, my dear.
Earplug.
No, you got earplug, ear muff, goggle, respirator, all given. Alright.
So must write all or
Okay. Class, listen. Alright, the rest I want you to fill up yourself. You understand? So you got to look at the S value, the L value, and then your additional control will be what? To install a fixed guard. The other one will be to provide poster sign. Alright, then with that you will have a new value for S and L, and then you look at who is going to implement it, the due date. Now look at the due date and compare it to the approval date given by the workshop manager. You understand? So the due date cannot be before the approval by the workshop manager. You understand? So the workshop manager, let's say today is the 25th. Let's say 31st 07 2024 is the approval date. then your implementation date got to be after this date. You clear or not? That's why I want you to do your own adjustment. I don't want to hold your hand on that. Because later on when your project come back to me, then I can see whether you make sense or not. Clear or not? Alright. So the implementation date got to be after the approval date. Are you all clear? So, next week is the last week. Once you finish, there's no more lesson. Alright. So fast, huh? You're moving on, my dear. You're moving on to semester 2 in October already. How nice, right? Complete part of year 1 already. Huh? 2.5 more years to go. Okay, now class, wait. Okay. Any more questions or not? Any more questions? Okay, if don't have, then let me quickly run through this useful clues. Huh? Right, useful clue, I'll tell you which one you can ignore. Of course, the test date you cannot ignore. Alright? If you want to take a photo of it, I leave it to you. Alright? The other two, looks like the screen all went haywire. No signal. Okay. Wherever you can take now, right? Some of them I think the screen already went off. See whether you come back. Okay, your useful clues, huh? Yeah, looks like it's not there. Alright. Okay. This one you can just read through. Alright, useful clue, huh? You want to take a picture of it, you can take a picture of it, right? Alright, this one you can just read through. Can you all see from the back? Because your screen is already off already.